last question, what can we do today? How can we continue to educate young people? I think one important issue that we need to think about is the continuation of sexual slavery today. This is not an issue of the past. This did not end in World War II. We estimate today there are approximately between 27 and 30 million enslaved people in the world today. And many of those people are sexual slaves. And so I encourage you to get educated and get active in the current anti-slavery movement. There is much work to be done in recognizing the past, but in getting involved today, because this is not just a thing of the past. You can do something today, not be a spectator, but actually be a participant in ending slavery today. So I really encourage you to think about that. And I'm involved with an anti-slavery organization. If you want to know more, I'm happy to talk to you. And I don't want your money at all. Your time, yes. Someone have a question over there? One more.
Yes, I do. I have several questions, but okay.
We just have, I just want to say, I'm going to end us in 4 minutes, so make it brief.
Quick, yeah. I teach a class on youth, a class on changing generations, and in this last winter quarter, when we were talking about Article 9 and debating historical issues and things like that, one of the things that I asked the class, I asked actually one of the American students is, how would you feel about your history if you learned about all the atrocities that the U.S. government has perpetrated on citizens, people who were here or, right, I mean, just how would you feel about your history? Because one of the claims in Japan is that if young people know their history, they will hate their nation. Right? So there was an American national, an American-born girl in the class who said, I don't want to know that history, I would hate my nation. And I think one of the things that didn't come up tonight that was unfortunately disturbing for me when Devinder was talking about Igarashi's book or something, is the role of the United States in the American occupation in Japan. When the United States occupied Japan, what was that moment? Was that a moment to talk about some of these things? How did it not get talked about? Because one of the problems we're having is encountering voices that have been suppressed by a range of nations at a range of moments. Right? So one of the things I felt when I went to Seoul for the first time was the U.S. role in all of this. And I don't think that, that came up tonight, and that's, there's a lot more to be talked about.
And it goes back to John's. I mean, it was a seamless transition, as we know, from World War II to the Cold War, which then makes Japan, and especially Okinawa, as the privilege, sort of floating air base for containment of the Soviet Union and China, means that there was not anything before the problems of the denazification program. There really wasn't anything comparable, and we still live with those implications today, and we are being so forcibly removed.
So I guess I would just say that this young lady, this sort of wonderful comment that she made.
But all
what we need to do is all teach our histories.
Yeah, and certainly,
right, and they should all be available, and they should all be in conversation with each other.
Yeah, we're sitting here tonight on land, seated, gotten on land, and we should all be mindful of a long history of genocide and imperialism in this country.
Did you have a quick?
Very quick, very just to this. I'm an instructor of Native American Studies here at CWU. So basically the classes I teach are all about imperial powers and the United States rolling over indigenous people of the nation. And especially in the contact period class, I start out by saying, this is not, I don't teach you this because I hate the United States. This class is not about hating the United States. I love the United States, and I talk about this because I want to make it a better place. And the only way to do that is to acknowledge these things and talk about them so they never happen again. And God forbid, if they do happen again, we're on it and we stop it. We learn these things and we're aware and we can make things better in the future. We can't go take a time machine now and change it in the past, but we can make it better. And it's by looking at it, excising, healing that wound, that we will become a stronger nation. And I think that's internationally a stronger world by acknowledging these things. happened throughout human history, as one of the commentators said. There's no nation, no people who are blameless, who have never done anything to anybody else. But by acknowledging these past and healing that wound, we move on and we keep in mind to heal those and become, that's how we become strong.
Thank you all for attending tonight. I want to thank you, particularly the audience, for the insightful, thoughtful questions that you offered to us. And please help me in thanking once again the panelists for their